Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bayern Now, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. What can I say? I told you. I told you so, Chelsea fans. Bayern absolutely demolished your club. Yeah, I'm kidding. Wasn't really much of a demolition. It was a good game, a close game, but we won. And that's all that matters. 3-1 at the Allianz Arena in another beautiful Champions League performance. Chelsea could have drawn the game at some points, especially after we scored that second goal, and 30 seconds later, Cole Palmer's running through the team and finishing. Oh man, that was a great finish from him. The first goal was very lucky, but you make your own luck, right? It's the Champions League. Mistakes will be punished. Michael Elise with a beautiful delivery into the box. If no player was going to touch that was a Bayern player, it was going to be a Chelsea player into their own box. Chalaba tried to adjust his body and it just hit him because the ball was coming in at a beautiful angle. And it was a great finish for Bayern. Thank you, Chalaba. Tuchel was obsessed with that guy when Tuchel was here. And that's why. He's a Bayern player in his heart. And then the penalty was definitely a penalty. There's no question about that. Chelsea fans might feel hard done by, like, oh, it was just a mistake. But hey, Kane was in your box and you're pregnant now, okay? He impregnated you inside of you. So you can't be upset that there was a penalty. He was there. We had Olise with a beautiful pass into Kane, and then Kane with a beautiful touch to cushion the ball. And then, I don't know, who fouled them? I don't know, one of your players fouled them, and it was a penalty for sure. He might have touched it ever so slightly. It doesn't matter. He touched up Kane more than he touched the ball. And that's all that these referees care about. So we go 2-0 up, and then suddenly Palmer does what he does best, which is rip through our team. And it was scary. I got to say to Chelsea fans, Cole Palmer is a scary player to face. Every time that man touched the ball, I was like, oh, please don't do something. I wonder if that's how they feel about Olise. But when I watch Olise, I'm like, you could have done better there. It's like Palmer, man, this guy was just like, it just felt like he could do whatever he wanted with our defenders. Jonathan Tarr, just a disgusting performance. I don't know. This guy, bag of cement, man. Gosh, terrible baller. We got to get rid of him in January. No, I'm serious. Sell him and buy a real defender. Bastoni or something. One can dream, right? Martin Luther King, I have a dream. Vincent Company put out a statement to Europe that Bayern are serious. They came out with odds. I think they did like an Opta data analysis of who was likely to win the Champions League. I think it was Liverpool number one, and hilariously enough, Arsenal was in there. And then it was like some other club. And then it was like Madrid and Bayern. And I'm like, bruh, come on. Arsenal, really? Arsenal have a bigger chance of winning the Champions League than us? And it's understandable. Arsenal made more signings than we did. They spend way more money than we ever do. So it makes sense that, according to the statisticians, they are favorites. But companies win tonight, and his coaching tonight put a statement out to everyone that Bayern are serious. We should be feared. We are going to be a problem for teams that think they can just roll over to the Allianz Arena and do something. Let's do some player ratings. Yeah, it definitely didn't take me an hour to figure this out using Grok. Hey, I'm telling you, Grok is my MVP. Manuel Neuer didn't really have much to do tonight, and there's no arguing he could have made that save against Palmer. That was just a great shot to the top area. So Neuer, his distribution was annoying at times. It felt like his long balls just never hit Kane, but every other pass was perfect. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. 6 is average. It means he did what he has to do, right? That's what Neuer is supposed to do. Just be around, be an outlet for the defenders if they're getting pressed. And yeah, he just did his job tonight. He didn't make any spectacular saves to keep us in the game because he didn't have to. And that's all that matters. So defenders, Konrad Laimer, I got to say, when he came to Bayern to be a midfielder, I thought, yeah, this guy sucks. That was my thinking. Because to be honest, at Leipzig, he was never really known to be this exceptional player. I mean, he was known for his tenacity and everything else. But at Bayern, I got to say, this guy has impressed me, is impressing me, and I see why the club bought him. Obviously, they never bought him thinking he would play right back. It just happened that he is playing right back. But yeah, he was once again everywhere. This guy has 7 lungs. He didn't make any mistakes that I remember. And he was always there, always involved. So I'll give him a 7. Not like, he got an assist or did anything crazy. You get a 7 if you do everything you're supposed to do for your team and you win the game. And he did that. Jonathan Tah, I'll give him a 1. Yeah, I just don't like this guy, okay? He's clumsy, and he got a yellow card, got subbed off because the manager doesn't trust him. That says a lot, actually. If Virgil van Dijk got a yellow card in the first half, he's playing the rest of the game because his coaches trust his judgment. They trust him. I don't like Tar. 1 out of 10 is because we expect more. He's getting paid a lot of money. He should be playing better than he played. And I'm seeing him get juked out by João Pedro, which, by the way, João Pedro is a great player from just that game. I mean, everything he was doing made sense to me. His hold-up play was great. I think he's going to be a good player at Chelsea. I feel like Bayern should have tried to go for him instead of Jackson. But yeah, Tar, I don't like. I think he's going to hold Bayern back, and we need to be serious about getting a center back in January. A center back and an extra attacker, and if possible, a midfielder as well. Upamecano, classic Upamecano performance. No mistakes, nothing wrong with his performance today. I thought he held his own against the runs. Yeah, he just played well, and I said in the preview this was a critical game for him because it seems like in big games he's always singled out for some mistake, and today he did nothing wrong. Stanisic, I'll give him a 4. He's just not a left back. He's a utility player. He can play right back, play center back, but I don't think he can play starting back, whatever that means. He can't start games. This should be Alphonso Davies, but because of the injury, he's here. We have to deal with that. So Stanisic gets a 4 out of 10 from me. And there's a reason he got subbed off, and we played better after he got subbed off and Laimer went to left back. I mean, speaking of Laimer, to transition like Bruce Jenner from right back to left back, man to woman, and still perform this at the same level is crazy to me. And that was good. That's a sign of a player that is hungry. And with Laimer, it just feels like he's always playing for a spot. Bro, you're going to start, we know. And I appreciate that. Kimmich, he gets a solid 4 out of 10. Let's stop this Kimmich gimmick, okay? He's never going to be a central midfielder who controls big games. He did his job. Let me give him a 5. Let me just up that to a 5. 5 is average. But he lost the midfield battle. Caicedo was doing numbers on him. He was protecting the ball against him. I just think Kimmich needs to drop the gimmick, okay? And become a reliable right back if he really wants to play at the top level. Or Bayern need to bring in a complete midfielder who can control our game, release the ball quickly, and relieve pressure. With Kimmich, if he doesn't get fouled under pressure, it means he's going to lose the ball. He's always getting fouled because he can't dribble his way out. I wish we still had Gravenberch. He would be that. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool are using Gravenberch as a Thiago, a ball carrier, a deep-lying playmaker, and that's what Gravenberch always was. But Bayern tried to use him as a box-to-box, attacking, whatever. No, Gravenberch needs to be involved in all phases of play to get the most out of him. Pavlovic, I don't think our midfield did too much today. I mean, the Cole Palmer goal was Kimmich pressing incorrectly and then Casado quickly releasing the ball to Cole Palmer, and then Cole Palmer running out our back line and then passing to whoever that winger was, and then that person just passing it to him, and then Kimmich not being too slow to cover the space, and then we conceded. Pavlovic did well for the most part, but he's not getting a lot of help from his partners, so I don't blame him for any performance. I think he played more than well, and that's a 6, right? He did what he was supposed to do, but I don't think he won us the midfield battle. He wasn't like a difference maker. This is what I'm saying. There's a reason we had 56%. In fact, actually, no, I'm going to give Pavlovic a 7 because his passing was sharp, and for a young player in a game like that where he was injured just 3 weeks ago, I think he came in with intention. And so, yeah, that would justify 7 out of 10. Not like, I mean, maybe a 6.5, but as you can see, I didn't code this thing to do 0.5s, and I don't like doing that anyways. Going into the attack, this was the bright spark of our night. Olise, for me, gets a 9 out of 10, okay? Let me explain why. He didn't score. He didn't get an assist or a direct assist. But he was unplayable for Chelsea because whenever they got too tight to him, he always knew what to do. Whether it was a pass around the corner to the right back, Limer, or the right back, Sacha Bowie in the second half, or it was like a cute little move to relieve himself and get to a position to make a pass. I know that he missed a chance that normally would be a goal, but I think Olise was unplayable because he kept Chelsea so occupied to the point where Kane got chances. In games like this, Kane never gets chances because Kane was always worried about being a participant in the build-up phase and moving the ball forward. With Olise, you don't have to worry about that. His intelligence just gives Kane relaxation that he doesn't need to be on the edge of the box. He can actually get into the box. And Kane still, drops deep. But Olise just keeps the ball so well. He keeps the attack flowing so well. And the reason it's a 9 out of 10 is because he's doing it in a big game, in a game of importance, in a game against one of the better teams in the competition. So I'm giving Olise a 9 out of 10. Plus, he pushed Cucurella 2 times. I thought the yellow card was very silly. Why are you getting booked there, man? Come on. In fact, that second yellow annoyed me so much. I might downgrade this, but I'm keeping it at 9 out of 10 for now. Because this is what you expect from your winger in a big game. You don't need goals. That's for your striker. Kane got 2 goals. He did his job. But you need to be participating in everything, in keeping the ball moving, in doing all these things. And I think Olise did that. Chelsea was terrified whenever he got the ball because they know that he is the danger man. And he always gave them that impression, and that's what you expect. Serge Gnabry, he gets an 8. I thought Gnabry was another bright spot tonight. That moment where he came up from the ground after Olise got fouled or something, and then he just made a first-time pass to Luis Diaz, who missed, but it was counted offside, but it wouldn't have been counted offside after they did the review. Or it was offside. I think it was actually offside. Gnabry played well today, and this is his purple patch, so congratulations to him. I can't wait. Well, I can actually certainly wait when the real trash Gnabry comes out. Luis Diaz. I'm going to give Diaz a 6. I think people are going to understand why. He was very quiet. He was ghosting. Everyone else was cooking. He was ghosting. Diaz is very underwhelming as a player. You feel like a South American like him should be a technician, but he's very basic, and that's fine. He can run, he can do things, but you never trust him to do anything important, like score. It just didn't feel like he could take the game by the scruff of the neck and win it for us. And so for that reason, he's getting a 6 out of 10. There's there's no reason to give him a 7. He wasn't involved at all in anything we did, honestly. Kane, 9. Kane and Elise were unplayable today. They were on it. Felt like with Kane a couple months back, he was declining. And I think that was due to a depression. He just felt like he wasn't getting what he needed. The service wasn't there for him. Maybe not a couple months ago. There was a point where you could tell he was just starting to decline, but it was just a bad patch for him. That was during Tuchel, so no one was playing that well. And then Company came in, and Elise came in, and these backups came in for him. The team started performing a lot better, scoring a lot more goals, and Kane looked like himself again. And now, if he keeps this up and wins us the Champions League, he might win a Ballon d'Or. That's how well he's playing. There was a moment where he received the ball and then chopped it, right? His first touch was magnificent. Took the defender out, Chalobah, and ran like 40 yards. Now, he was fouled down the field by Enzo Fernandez. He wasn't fouled. He just lost the ball, but he fouled Fernandez. But I was like, man, that was great. Defensively, he's involved. Offensively, he's more than involved. And in a game like this, where you usually expect strikers to ghost because they're getting covered by elite center backs, Kane maintained his posture and was a problem all throughout. Substitute that came on, I thought Kim Min-jae came on and gave us a 7 out of 10. He didn't really make any mistakes like he normally does. Ito didn't come on. I don't know if Guerrero was even on the bench. I think these subs are off. Sacha Bowie, I'm going to give him an 8 because I thought, there were some bright moments for the limited time he played. Goretzka, 6 out of 10. Didn't come on and do anything wrong, but never did anything spectacular. Tom Bischoff, 7. First real game in the Champions League first game in the Champions League for Bayern. So that was his Champions League debut. And I thought he looked sharp for the 5 touches he made. Yeah, so there's no reason to downgrade him. And the reason, by the way, these ratings are here is because I kept trying to make this hover system work for the substitutes, and it just wouldn't work. The hovering, like the numbers would show up behind the players. Yeah, it just kept moving crazy. So I just decided to make it work like this, where you have the from 5 to 10, because if it was 1 to 10, the numbers would be too small and they wouldn't fit. Carl didn't come on. Wisdom Mike didn't come on. Jackson came on, 6 out of 10. Just did his job. Company, as a coach, see, I have a rating for the fans as well. I thought the atmosphere was great. Let's rate the fans first. I thought the fans, they were loud and they booed Cucurella. That was a great atmosphere. I'm giving the fans a 10 out of 10 because they kept the team engaged. There was a moment where we started to do olays, but then I think the fans realized it was like the 70th minute, and that was like in poor taste because we could have still lost the game. I think the score was 3-1, and Chelsea could have easily scored another. Cole Palmer actually did, but he was offside by just a little bit. And I saw Cole Palmer talking to Limer, like it was just so close. I'm like, bruh, you're like this guy's so random. He's out like talking to this Austrian guy, like they're best friends or teammates or something. All right, Vincent Kompany. I think Kompany did his homework for the game. He gave the players a blueprint and they followed it. And these players are playing for Kompany. Yeah, so I'm going to give Kompany an 8, not a 10, not a 9, an 8 because we won the game. Winning the game gets you at least a 7, right? Because it means you did something right. I think the substitutions were good. I think Jonathan Tah legit was getting cooked by João Pedro and could have gotten sent off. So, yeah, there were no stinkers, right? Except Tah. Man, that guy annoys me. We got to get rid of him, guys. By the way, the fact that AI coded this for me in 5 seconds, well, it took me like 30 minutes to figure it out. But yeah, the fact that it did it though is impressive, you know? Yeah, the fans were good. Company made a statement tonight. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good game. There was nothing crazy going on. No, unforced errors. I think if you're a Chelsea fan, your club is definitely going to play well this season. That was a good game for you guys. So, yeah, it was Casado that did that penalty. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, should be a fun season for Chelsea fans. I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of. If it was like Arsenal, I'd be speaking like crazy, but I see, I'm just a very honest person. I can't say, "Oh my gosh, like Chelsea spent all that money for nothing." No, they have quality. I mean, Casado was even though he conceded the penalty and made a few mistakes, I thought he was very good tonight. I thought Cole Palmer, even after injury, playing 90 minutes like that, he performed very well. I thought João Pedro, my goodness, that guy can hold up the ball. He was bringing everyone into play. And if you're probably a Chelsea fan, you're frustrated that, oh, we didn't score. You didn't score more goals or something. But the truth is, you're playing Bayern at home. You shouldn't expect to win. You should just go there to perform well. And I thought for the most part, you guys performed well. You just made mistakes because in moments like this against teams like Bayern, you will make mistakes. And I think for Bayern, we did what we were supposed to do. We did our jobs, but we were just that much better than you. And even if we didn't get those mistakes and punished you for them, we would have still won because of just the energy we played with. And that's how football is. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia San Mia and peace.